Okay, good morning everybody, and Neil, thanks for the invitation to Mike Thorndike, who is the president of MARS, the European Network of Marine Stations, but he is held back in a meeting in Brussels on marine infrastructure, so he is working on the same thing but in another place. So I will give his talk today, and if you have any questions about it, you just send me an email. I will forward it then to Mike, and I will not only introduce MARS, the European Network of Marine Stations, but also the World Association of Marine Stations, which is in principle the very same concept, just on a different scale, and this is only recently established. So what's the idea and the aim with these networks?
Sorry, that mic is for the auditorium, and the one that you're wearing is the
Yeah. Oh, okay, so, hello. I better stay a little away from it. It's too early for that, I guess. So here we have the network. It's more than 160 stations, sites, marine labs that have partly a long history, and they have been built to to be in close contact with nature. But the historical perspective is much more of a marine lab, that you go out, you get something, and then you bring it back to study it. And that is about to change more and more. So these stations, they are now looked from above as a network, and these advisory bodies, the WAMS and MARS, they pretty much have the function of a strategic body that can assess the possibilities, the opportunities, and then the needs of these stations as a part of a larger entity. And that is very good to have that kind of overarching view, because then these bodies, they can go and advise the function, which usually is each station is in another country, and they can advise them to tell them and make strategic decisions on investments, how they should go forward. And in the context of the GOs, this is very helpful for the stations to go. So this is the investments that are currently under considerations. Now, of course, the marine labs, they always have to evolve and be developed, but there is much focus now put on vessels that actually can go out and make sustained observations. They're not only designed to go out, get something, bring it back to the lab. They can go out, go to the same spot again and again, and maintain observations over a long time. And the same thing with the transmission of data that are coming from the sea, and also cable systems and sensor networks. So this is also already on the agenda. So what can that be used for? One of the things that has emerged in the last years is that we are now having a much more integrated view, not only on a scale, but also in terms of that we want to go understand processes all the way up from genes to ecosystems. We want to be able to look from the past into the future, and we want to understand processes connected from microbes all the way up to the biggest animals in the sea. So this is a much more integrated vision that is now pursued, and it is pursued on that level of these large infrastructure networks. So here you have to facilitate long-term ecological research, you have to facilitate real-time data collection, and you have to put it into context with climatic data and analysis of climatic data. So what is very good, not only that you have the physical infrastructure there, but you also have the knowledge there that is often held close to the experts that are living nearby or working in the stations. So that's also another resource that is there. And of course, in terms of genomic sensors, there is excellent opportunity to try out systems on these stations and see how it works, test runs. Yeah, so this is the backlog of historical data. Many of them are in the process or are scheduled for digitization, so there will be a long backlog of information that we can have access to in the future. Okay, so when it comes to the members, then this is what they usually have to provide for, have to account for. These are the things that are important, but this is more or less what I already mentioned, so it's just the priorities on each station, but also in the context of the larger entity and the expertise that they can provide. So this can be balanced among stations and prioritized strategically, and the integration with analytical infrastructures is also important. That's it. My 5 minutes are over.